How are you doing this fine afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you may be? I hope you're having a beautiful Wednesday. I am going to be your play-by-play caster for today, Brett FX. I do apologize that you could not hear the sweet sounds of Pansy. She is going to be stepping away for today. I'm going to be filling in, directing the camera. I'm also going to be joined here by Dogbert. Dogbert, how you doing, man?
I'm doing really good, and it's great to have you in for this cast.
Aw, I feel the love. I feel the love. So anyways, guys, I hope that I'm going to be good enough for you. But anyways, let's get on with this. We are going to be playing the semifinals and finals today. Dogbert, how well did the games go yesterday?
Yesterday, obviously, we managed to catch 3 games between Pansy. The actually caught were Exertus eSports versus MNG, the name which caused Pansy so many problems. And it ended up being a 2-1 exchange, Exertus getting the win there, but for them, they didn't have much luck after that. They went up against Epsilon eSports, who then went to take on ESC, and they've had a 2-0 victories all the way to the semi-finals. Lower part of the bracket, though, we've seen Team Dignitas losing 2-0 to Wartime Dignity. That's quite a big upset. Team Dignitas has always managed to get to the quarterfinals, and this is the first time it didn't. And Wartime Dignity stepped it up big time and managed to get the wins there. And then, obviously, they took on PyRoGEN, who had recently took on Evon Gaming, and they got a 2-0 victory, and that's what they got against Wartime Dignity as well, another 2-0 victory, and that's what is going to put us together for our first game today, which will be Epsilon versus PyRoGEN. Below that, we have Infused dropping 2-0 to Meet Your Makers. They moved on to take on Exuber, who took out Planet Key, and what I would say is quite a big surprise. But they Meet Your Makers getting the 2-0 victory and putting them into the semi-finals against Fnatic. Now, we've seen Fnatic play twice yesterday against GC in what was a back-and-forth game at times, and eventually taking it 2-1, but had some very close moments. Exequo taking down Team Unitas, who have had some strong showings recently and still managed to get themselves into the top 12, I believe, so they will be in the group stages tomorrow, but Fnatic made it look pretty damn easy, and that will be our game after this one, Fnatic versus Meet Your Makers. A game that seems to happen quite a lot, but I think we're underway in this game, actually, bro.
Yes, we are, and right now we're going to be on board with Marsu, who's going to be making his way over towards Bravo. Fairly even breakout here, Dog, as most of the time you can see a little bit of a change-up where we'll have a big heavy push over there towards Charlie Flag or towards Alpha, depending on what team you're looking at here, but going to be very safe breakouts for both of them. We do have Bravo going in favor of PyRoGEN there at the beginning, but ends up going to be swinging back over towards Epsilon, and we did see one player from PyRoGEN. Now a second flasher goes down, so nice control coming over here onto that Bravo side. A 2-man basically spawn coming in for Bravo Flag. We do have Asterix, who's going to be back up, sitting, trying to get some back rages going on. He's in a really good spot actually to get a spawn bomb, takes a nade to his face, but not before doing some major damage and allowing his team to spawn back in there, and they should be able to take care of that no problem, as Duke's going to be able to flood around the side here, and yeah, he was able to take care of that no issues at all. And now we're going to be having a push coming into Charlie Flag for PyRoGEN.
PyRoGEN kind of got isolated a bit there. I mean, that push on B took a long time, and while this is going on, Horek, who does a really good job on this map, always isolating that A flag, and looks like he manages to pull off a capture, even though there was Aiko and Flasher there as well, and managing to get the kill. He's doing a great job up at that A flag, and, you know, just tying down enough PyRoGEN players that it means that Epsilon's going to keep this BEC hold, and he's still alive. This is insane.
Yeah, he is. He is absolutely still alive here, and he's going to be able to cause a lot of damage if he can stay up. He does end up going down. That's not too much of a loss. We do have, was it Akeo down below within the tunnels. He's going to be making his way over to Charlie Flag using that Engie kit instead. So, and that's something that we do see very rarely on Zavad. Is the Engie kit to come out and try and blow out some of those walls, so definitely be looking out for that. We do have PyRoGEN trying to come back down over here towards that Charlie Flag. We do have Bankai getting taken down on the tanks, and this is looking like Epsilon just having just amazing control over Zavad, which I would say this is one of their a really good map for them.
Yeah, but PyRoGEN have picked this map, and this is the map that they managed to get a very big surprise against Fnatic on. But they've just had a really bad start, and Horek really caused them so many issues at the beginning here. Tying them down at that A flag has really given Epsilon the kind of lead that they need, and right now you can kind of see how Epsilon are approaching this game. They're just keeping the bleed, they're not really going for safe flags, they're just going whatever keeps ticking over the score, really.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a couple of players here for PyRoGEN trying to push it up onto this alpha flag, and we might actually be seeing a trip cap coming in here. Eco does end up going down. Bankai going to be spawning in as well. Duke BT here with the stop. Can he do it only with the pistol? Not going to be able to, but we do have Horak once again on this A site, and like you said, it just seems like this map is one of his favorite maps, and we are going to be seeing that triple cap coming in here for Epsilon. And if you're a PyRoGEN fan right now, you have just got to be pulling your hair out, especially over Horak.
This is the map they picked. This is the thing that's really worrying for PyRoGEN. You know, first of all, first game of the day, taking on, you know, easily the top team right now in the cups, and you'd think they'd have a better showing on the map they picked, but right now they're getting stuck at the A flag. Complete containment by Epsilon, and you know, this is just painful.
It absolutely is. Duke PT going to be playing the high ground advantage here. Guys, this area is legal. Rooftops are not, but this is most certainly is. And he's going to be able to get a pick. Decides to jump back down. I like that decision. Going to be causing a little bit of damage, but he is going to be pulling back. We do have a push coming in onto Charlie Flag. This is going to be Pyro Melisium, as he will be able to take down Asterix and get the cap for his team here. Nice pick up there as well. He will be able to take out Horak. And can he make it a third? His teammate finishes it up. Doesn't have to. So nice plays coming in here for PyRoGEN as they're trying to claw their way back into this map. Asterix going to be back up in the tunnel. And just look at this play coming in from Melisium. He's just picking them off one by one. Beautiful job there. And they are going to be able to cap A. They are going to be able to take control of C. And now they're going to be pressuring on to B. Now, do you think that they should be this aggressive over there to that Bravo flag right now?
They have to do something, Brett. I mean, put it this way. Look at the tickets alone and the map that they pick. So they want to at least kind of stomp their authority on it somewhere. They can't just allow it. They know that A flag is going to keep switching back and forth. There's nothing they can do. They need to come up with something big. And right now, PyRoGEN have done really good in the past of being ultra aggressive. So I think that's what they have to kind of go back on. Because right now, Epsilon are just kind of taking flags at will here. And it's brutal.
It absolutely is. And look at this beautiful play coming in from Makeo, as he will be able to, basically he waits it out, spots out one, not going to be able to get the second. We do have Bankai, though, just going to be getting back onto that Charlie burn, securing it for his team, as well as getting a pick. So nice pick up there. And it looks like they are going to be able to clear everybody out onto that Charlie flag. We have two players still back over towards that Bravo flag. Duke BT going to be coming in from behind, able to take out Flashor, and spots out one more. But he is going to have a back rage coming in. This is actually his buddy. Who is that? Was that Asterix right there? No, that was David 2K who was able to finish that off. So a nice back rage coming in. Very smart play coming in here for Epsilon, as they are definitely a smart team. Should be seeing a shift probably coming out here for PyRoGEN onto that Bravo flag. And do you definitely think they should be going for that BC setup?
It's the only thing, really, for PyRoGEN right now. What they need to do is kind of just get those, you know, that momentum that some teams just seem to build in this game? You can be far behind, and all of a sudden it's like all change at the kill station, and they just keep getting wipe after wipe and flags. That's what PyRoGEN need to do, but the problem is they just don't seem like they've actually got started in this game. And Epsilon are keeping on to them so well, they're just not feeling comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. And another three-man push coming up here onto B to secure this flag. And Pyro, like you said, they just can't get any momentum in their favor right now. They're playing catch-up. They were doing fairly well there into the mid-game as to break that lead. I mean, we were seeing a massive lead coming out of this. It's still around, 50, 60 tickets or so. Not too bad, especially since, this is a best-of-3 map. So if they don't have to win this map to take this game. But we are going to be seeing a shift coming over here onto Charlie Flag. Nice pick up there for Duke PT, as he was going to be able to save that. And he's going to be picking up another one, which, by the way, he is definitely their top fragger. We have been seeing some very, very amazing things coming out of him, as he's not just an online hero. He can actually pull it off at land. Comes around the corner, spots out two, not going to be enough. And we will be seeing Benny, the last one up for PyRoGEN, to try and assault this C flag once again. They are going to be wasting a lot of time trying to get to this Charlie flag, but have they just committed too much?
Possibly. I mean, from Epsilon's point of view, they don't have to worry too much, but PyRoGEN have to do and have to come in real big right now. And these fights in C are absolute meat grinders. They cannot afford to lose this one, but that's what happens. And this is just getting really, really nasty for PyRoGEN. They need to kind of avoid these kind of fights and just try and just overwhelm where they can. PyRoGEN, though, just don't seem like the team that they have been in previous cups. And Epsilon are just bulldozing them right now. It's as hard.
Well, I mean, let's face it. Epsilon going to be looking out for a third EMS Cup victory here. They've won the last two. They've done very well back when they were playing in the Go4s 3 weeks ago. They also took that away from Fnatic. So they're looking pretty strong. Everything that they've entered in so far, I believe they've won.
Yeah, well, they've just been doing an absolutely awesome job. I've talked to the players quite a lot recently, but I'll bring that up later on. But right now, like 16 to 82 tickets. And to be honest, PyRoGEN, even when they do get flags, they hold it for, you know, at best 20 to 30 seconds. Any strong push from Epsilon, it just throws them off.
Yeah, absolutely. So Alpha Flag finally going to be getting taken once again by Epsilon, as they are going to be making a trip cap and closing this out. I really don't think that there's much that PyRoGEN can do. 8 tickets left to go against 79. Very good play coming in here for Epsilon coming out of the gate. And it's like you said, too, this wasn't even their map choice. So when you can beast a team this well, and it's not even your map choice, you got to be feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, this is just next level play. PyRoGEN are a very strong team. Obviously got all the way to the LAN finals and did a great job, but man, they're just getting bullied here. They do have the BA hold, but you see they're holding spawns because they literally cannot cost anything right now. Just trying to do the damage they can, and there you go, the spawns came in. Probably a bit premature, actually. They probably could have held on a bit longer. You can see it, that C flag here, just as the screen finishes up. They spawned 2 people on that C flag. I bet they only meant to spawn 1, and that was probably bad communication. 68 tickets is Epsilon's lead, and man, that is quite a lead indeed.
That is. Everybody going positive on the Epsilon side of things. 22-7 Duke PT, as he is the fragging hero. I mean, I tell you what, he is just beasted up every single time I watch him play. Flasher going negative 5-13. Gotta have to pick it up a little bit for his teammates there. But overall, I would say that PyRoGEN, for the first game coming out of the gate, first round anyways, they weren't looking so bad. I mean, 68 tickets, yeah, it is painful. It's about half of what you get initially. But honestly, they can turn this around. We saw several times that they were starting to make a comeback, but they got to get that momentum, like you were saying. They got to get their feet underneath them. And it just seems like every single time they're about to, they just don't, because you have Horik coming in onto that Alpha Flag, holding off against 3 players. You know, who expects him to do that? So with Epsilon coming out like that, it's going to be a very tough road ahead for PyRoGEN, but I think that they do have the skills. They've proven it before. And so, Dog, what are you going to be expecting here?
You know, you see, this is the new Epsilon lineup, and I like them so much more than their previous makeup because they're just so well-rounded. I mean, what happens there, obviously, in the mid and later part of the game, obviously the kills took over, and that helped greatly. But I just loved their initial break and the patience. And really, Horik, for the first 2 to 3 minutes, is literally a one-man show who just put PyRoGEN in the corner of that map and kept them there. He did an absolute brilliant job. Might not reflect it in his overall score, but it basically gifted the team 30 to 40 tickets straight off the bat. And that's the kind of things that Epsilon can do to you because they're just confident in that kind of playstyle. They are confident in letting a player do that. Where other teams will probably rely more on a 2 to 3 man pushes everywhere, they're perfectly fine with that, and especially on a map like this. That's bread and butter. Yeah,
we are going to be having Bankai pushing very, very heavily up through tunnels. He's now going to be down below Alpha Flag. Nice pickup there for his teammate, saving his bacon there. And they will be able to get the first 2 frags, first 3 frags of the game. But Flasher does end up going down. Duke PT going to be back behind that Bravo flag. Nobody has yet claimed this. Looks like PyRoGEN will be able to win out initially. But we do have Epsilon gearing up for a nice push. Duke PT going to be able to take down 1. As he will be shifting back around. Spots out another on the backfield of B. Nice pickup there on Benny. Very, very nice pickup. And can he make it 3? He does. So Duke PT once again just fragging like a beast. Going to be heading it up for his team. We do have Melisium who would try and stop this. Does spot him out. Not going to be able to. Look at this. 4-0 Duke. 5-0. Just on a rampage. And, I mean, can this guy be stopped? Just crazy. And now Epsilon is going to be going for a 3 cap. Once again, right from the get-go. What's happening to Pyro?
Well, it's not what's happening to Pyro. It's what Epsilon are doing so amazingly well. 4 players died across the board for Epsilon. It looked pretty bad. They didn't get the B flag off the bat. Duke PT steps it up, plays smart, keeps back, waits for the spawns, picks up 4 kills, making it 5 at one point, and the sole defender at the C flag. And Horik managing to do what he does over at that A flag. Pretty much everything fell in the way of Epsilon, and all because of, once again, one player stepping up huge and throwing everything that PyRoGEN had out the window.
Yeah, absolutely. And Duke getting 2 more kills. He is now going to be 7-0. like I said, just beasting it up. I mean, why would you even need to click on anybody else to watch him? This is just great play. We do have PyRoGEN, though, coming out, able to get that 2-flag bleed going into their favor. It's 138 to 118. We do have a push coming in onto that Charlie flag. Bankai, though, going to try and clean it up. David 2K, though, will be able to connect with all of those shots. And there's only one player left. He's going to be sitting actually right in that tank and will not be taken down. There he goes, Melisium. Not going to be able to do much. And how do you like that position right there on top? I mean, it seems like it's kind of constricting.
Oh, at the tank?
Yeah, on top of the Charlie point.
It's a brilliant position just to really hold that capture, delay it a little longer. You know someone's there, so you're always kind of waiting it out. If you don't have any nades, you can't really get them out. And it's just a nasty spot. It's a delaying hold sometimes and really useful.
Yeah, absolutely. Horror coming around the backside will be able to pick up one. His teammates finishing it out. So that push for PyRoGEN will be failing, as well as Melisium going down. Only one left. That's going to be Flasher, as they are dangerously close to getting wiped. And, you know, honestly, does Epsilon even need a pressure for a 3-cap right here? I mean, should they just play defensively and just burn the tickets out? Because, I mean, they have a 30-ticket lead. They only have to drive them back below 68 tickets. So there's not really a whole lot that they have to do here. And, I mean, what would you play defensively in this position?
I think for Epsilon, they're just going to play their standard strats here, you know. Get 4-man holds for the B and C and get Horik out there on the A whenever they can. It's David 2K doing that right now, but, you know, just rotate whenever and whatever. I mean, seriously, for Epsilon point of view, with so many tickets they have, they can do pretty much whatever they want. However they get the kills is pretty much how they'll play.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now, Akeo is going to be pushing back up through Charlie flag. Needs to make something happen for his teammate. Spots out one. It's going to be Marsu. Will not be able to connect with any of those shots using that engineer gun. And now he will be able to pick up David 2K with that nade. So nice job there. Pulls out that pistol. Can he make it a montage moment? Hort going to be able to get some last minute spawns. Will not be able to survive. Bankai with both of those kills. Nice job there, as we will be seeing them taking control of Charlie flag. And if they're going to be making a miracle comeback, if they're going to be making a Dignitas comeback, this is the time to do that. Yes, I have coined it, Dogbert, as a Dignitas comeback. And this is their chance to do it right now.
Yeah, and you can see David 2K decided, let's switch this game up a little, get the engineer kit out, blows down that wall at sea and opens up a gateway in there. And you can just, Epsilon is just going to come forward looking for the kill. It's only Banksy by himself in the middle and he gets taken out. And there you go. This is what happens when Epsilon start grouping up like that and attack from so many different angles. They're such a dangerous team on the offense, and PyRoGEN are just melting in the face of it.
Well, I mean, really, when you have a team that can frag like Epsilon, and they do end up zerging you, it's very hard to win off of that engagement. I mean, so many good guns, plus the res is going to be coming in at the same time. It's very hard. So right now, David 2K going to be defending on that Charlie flag once again. 77 tickets left to go. We have about 10 tickets left for them to really play with here, and they are going to be all done for this first map. I don't really see them coming back. 106 tickets here for Epsilon, as they are just looking super, super strong. And what is the next map that we will be playing, Dogbert?
I had that written down. It will be Dawnbreaker, and that's Epsilon's choice, obviously. So, and you see Horik getting the trip cap here just to finish off this round. And man, this was really hard to watch. PyRoGEN have had some amazing performances on this map before, and Epsilon just made it look easy.
Yes, they did. Now, what exactly are your predictions for Dawnbreaker there, Dog?
Oh man, I mean, we just watched complete enough domination from start to finish. Epsilon were in complete control, and I don't think they're going to let that go out on Dawnbreaker. I've got a 2-0 victory coming up for Epsilon here, but PyRoGEN have been the team that you never ever sleep on. They do seem to have the ability to cause surprises, but I don't know, something about that game they just didn't look the same.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. Hopefully I don't have black screen of death, and I don't. We are going to be going on straight to Dawnbreaker. And for any of you guys who may be new and you're wondering, well, why did the game end so early? Well, it's because it's going to be a best of 3 maps, and each one of these maps are won by ticket count, not by rounds, which means that what we just saw there, it was 68 tickets for PyRoGEN there, as Epsilon only had to drag them down below there. And I actually had that wrong, guys. I do apologize. Yes, I know, bad Brett. But hey, you know what? I'm nervous. This is my first official cast with ESL, so cut me a little bit of slack. Plus, I just got off of work an hour ago. So I have that underneath my belt. But anyways, we are going to be going... Are we going live right from the get-go here?
Yes, we are indeed.
Oh, wow.
No, not live because Benny still has not loaded in. He needs to get an SSD on his system. I think that's what he needs.
Oh, well, maybe Dogbert should give him one.
Oh, dog ain't gonna give him nothing.
Stingy! Stingy! My gosh!
He beat my guys at LAN twice. There's no way I'm giving him an SSD.
Beat your guys at LAN twice.
He'll be lucky to get that. Actually, I wanted to, obviously, we can talk quickly about this map, but before that, I just want to say, like, been talking with the Epsilon guys recently. Obviously, their new pickups of Ast and Marsu from the old UMAV lineup has kind of been picked apart by Epsilon once again. And really, this team now is feeling, from what I've been able to talk with them about, that they're feeling really good about this team. They enjoy each other's company. They get on really well. It just clicked. When a team just clicks, that's when it's dangerous, let alone when they're already so damn good and so many results they put together. Sometimes that's that gelling period where the team's getting used to each other. And really, Epsilon haven't had that, it seems. Like, not a rough one, at least. It's been nothing but victories and close games. So, you know, this is probably the most dangerous team coming into the finals if they manage to make it into the group stages next week. But easily would be the _1 pick to go through, I think.
All right, so there you go. Dogbert's predictions, are they on the money? He's been pretty close so far. How many predictions did you get get right in the last LAN? I think you were like up there in the top of winning, right?
Well, one of them, but I mean, Bass, the old ESL admin, he got the most.
Well,
but then again, you know what? I'm never going to be betting against the dig guys, and you know, I think they got very unlucky against the Pyro team. But you know, hey, free tickets, bro, free tickets. I mean, anyway, away from that, let's delve into Dawnbreaker, which is going to be our second map in this best of 3, but only if PyRoGEN can win it, because so far they haven't looked like they're actually at home so far, as Epsilon have just been running wild on them. But Brett, we've seen this map 100 times, and PyRoGEN will be playing on the harder side, would you say? And obviously, they're going for that boost to get themselves in that B flag early, but it's a risky play at times.
Absolutely it is, but it can pay off. I mean, we've seen some teams just completely beast it up there on that Bravo flag, cap it out before really the U.S. team can do anything about it. And depending on their positioning, initially, they can just really do some massive amounts of damage. So let's go ahead. We are going to be seeing that push coming in here onto that Bravo flag. 2 players are going to be making their way here, and it looks like actually one of them going over there towards the Charlie flag, going to be trying to cut him off, but they are not going to be getting the touch onto B. So this kind of begs the question here, Dog. Why did they go for that play if David Duque is just going to be coming around the side, able to get the back range and B flag? That was interesting.
Yeah, but at the same time, because they know that that B flag is such a hard one to catch off the bat, they know that that upper balcony where Marsu is right now is such a key position, and kind of want to focus on the bottom side of the map instead of the left side on the single road. The double road is much better because you don't have that upper balcony where, you know, that crossfire can just come in, so they're trying to focus on getting the middle 2 building controls, and so far it's not done great, but they're not that far behind on tickets, but they need to get that B flag as quick as they can.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have a fight going to be shaping up over here in the lobby. Horik is going to be over here for Epsilon, still holding on to that Bravo Charlie flag. Now, this isn't the worst position that you can be in, but it's just not the most favorable one. PyRoGEN having a lot of issues, and especially when you're having the frag power of Epsilon, it is definitely hard, I would say, to come in here. We do have PyRoGEN going in for that Charlie flag, trying to get a touch onto B. Not going to be able to do so. Horik going to be pulling back, as well as David 2K. Actually, a 3-man pullback onto Charlie flag. And look at this. This is beautiful. Nade spam going to be coming in. We have flipped the spawns officially, as we just saw one getting back behind Charlie. And this is a really good chance for Epsilon to try and go for a push onto Alpha.
That's a full wipe there on Pyro. Everyone died, and I don't like plays like that. I think they're really dangerous. They needed someone in the center of the map to spawn off, and it might pay off for them a little because Epsilon have been really slow in the rotation here, and Flashor getting a 2-man kill on the upper balcony. But really, that was risky, and it almost completely ended in disaster. If Epsilon had moved quicker for that A flag, then wow, it would have been a trip cap.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice pickup there on Melisium. You don't really see a whole lot of drop shotting going on, but he just pulled one off. And now they are going to be able to clear out lobby, get onto that Bravo flag, will be able to cap it. And they're looking pretty hot right now. David 2K ends up going down by some nice nade play. and they will be able to get that 2-flag bleed in their favor. 127 to 106, and it's actually a fairly close game, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and Dawnbreaker has just become recently very close games. Ico running with the Engineer, running with the I think it's the AK-5 carbine weapon. Very interesting choices, but you know, Ico likes to put the trend a little bit here. But PyRoGEN have kind of woken up a bit, I feel. But with those 2 kills at that A flag, David 2K is going to capture A, and that B flag's really exposed. And once again, PyRoGEN are just finding themselves with a solo flag and no real attempt to be able to push onto another. This is not looking good for them at all.
No, it is not. And then we're also having another player going down on upper side. That was going to be Benny. Not able to make a play there. Melisium, though, going to be following up. Pulls out the nade at the wrong time. Duke PT capitalizing on that. Will be able to get the frag. And it looks like upper side was completely taken down. No, we have one more player. And they have to be really careful of this, of just getting completely bottlenecked here on upper side. Flasher going to try and hold on. We do have some nade spam coming in. This is going to be a very interesting play. We'll be able to take him down. So this is their chance to kind of break out. But Asterix going to be shifting back over. Spots out 2. Not able to make the play there. Ends up going down. But at the same time, they are losing tickets little by little. And they have to win this map here. 112 to 90 in favor of Epsilon. Melissa, I'm going to be back over here towards Skybridge. Goes down by Duke PT once again. And yes, they are going to be getting back over there onto that Bravo flag. But as that's happening, Charlie is going to be slipping right out from underneath him.
Yeah, and that's how long it took them to get that B push working correctly. It was just every flag they had was going to be harassed, and that's what I'm seeing out of PyRoGEN, is they might get the flags, but it takes them so long to do it. But the rotation from Epsilon comes in, and they find themselves in the same situation they were before they got the flag.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we're actually going to be seeing a possible trip cap coming in. A massive spawn bomb over here onto Alpha. We have no back spawns coming in just quite yet. It looks like they're electing to stay on their squad mates. Duke PT coming around the corner. It looks like Horik was able to take down Aiko. So nice job there. And they did clean up that Alpha play. No, we do have Benny back here. Charlie push was going to be cleaned up as well. So Benny playing it smart. I like this slow play here, as he should be able to get at least 2 players to spawn in on him, help take this Alpha flag. As we do have Bravo going to be going back into Epsilon's favor. We have another fight shaping up over here on Charlie. Looks like it went in favor of Epsilon. Duke PT turning around. Not quite going to be connecting with all of those shots, but really they don't have to, as they will be keeping that 2-flag advantage. Once again, Horik, though, coming in here as a beast. Look at this. He is going to be left back up. Takes down with a nade, but he was going to be able to get the touch on that flag. Graze it out. And Epsilon, as you said, just spot on. I think the new changes coming in here recently, and I mean, they're just a beast team. Like, how do you beat this right now?
They're getting the... I really don't know. There's something special has to happen, because right now, every time Epsilon losing flags, they're already rotating. Saying that, this is the first time PyRoGEN have actually looked really offensive here, picking up a 3-man kill, kind of clearing that flag out, but yeah, they've still got one guy up on the upper balcony. He needs to go down quick before more spawn in, and they are having that trouble. Now, there you go. First time in the game, PyRoGEN get a full 5-man wipe, and they get the B and the A hole. This is a good one, Brett, and has been used in the past to get some huge scores, but they have to hold this defense perfectly, and they need to get the spots in when they know where the big push is coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Duke PT, with a little bit of a fail nade there, will be nading himself, has to back up, as we do have some really good holds coming in onto long A. And something that we haven't actually seen in quite some time was what Asher's is doing, and that's getting down in that trench, using it for cover. Beautiful pickup there with the Magnum! Benny will be able to take him down, but not before David 2K sneaking up on him. And wow, I wish I was watching from his perspective, as he just got a Revo mag there. And now David 2K going down Alpha and Charlie and Bravo flag going to be going over here to PyRoGEN. And this is a chance to come back, dog. 78 to 40. We have plenty of tickets here for them to actually take this match. And all of Epsilon is pushed over here onto upper side.
Yeah, Epsilon, I'm very curious to see, but I think they're just trying to get some success somewhere so they can get a foothold on a flag here. It looks like it's going to be pretty much on that B flag. It's just Marsu down holding that flag, and if they can clear this out, this will be maybe a comeback for PyRoGEN, but they need to be very careful. Alpha Falcon is still not in their control, but this game could level out in tickets right now, but PyRoGEN have to play smart. They need to rotate and defend the flags depending on where the pressure's coming in. They can't go crazy. So let's see what they do here, but right now those kills from Duke PT on Flasher and Benny have just opened up that A flag, and he's rotating back to B just to keep this hold.
Yes, he will be able to spot out one. Knows that he's going down to Bravo. Nice pick up there on Aiko. We'll be taking him down. Here's two more spawning back in. Does he shift back over to that Bravo side of the map? He doesn't. He's going to be spawning one up towards lobby. Will not be able to make the kill, and now we're going to be seeing a possible trip cap coming in here for Epsilon as Bankai going to be stuck out below. That's that upper side position that's just very, very powerful. You don't really notice it that much at all, but now David2K able to pick up at least one kill. Going to be suppressing another. We do have one going down onto that Charlie flag, so it's going to be returning back into PyRoGEN's possession here. Flasher, though, going to be ready for a push, and it could be a massive spawn bomb coming in here onto Alpha flag. And yes, it is. Who's going to be responding? That's going to be Asterix. Not going to be able to respond in time, but Duke PT, knowing, hey, most of their team going to be shifting back over to the Alpha, makes the smart move, will be pressuring onto Charlie, and they should be able to continue with the bleed in their favor.
Yeah, that Duke PT's just been doing so well in this game. 16 for 8, and a lot of those kills have been big ones. PyRoGEN here are pushing every flag they can. Elysium going to go for that C flag, and Ikaho going for B, and they're fighting over A. They are doing the only thing they can to try and level out the score, and that's a trip cap here. If I go and pull this off, reinforcements are coming from A. This could be a big comeback.
Oh yeah, we are going to be seeing Bankai able to take down one. That was going to be Asterix. Continue that burn in their favor. No, we do have one more player here for Epsilon. Pulls out that Magnum. Let's see a montage moment. Comes over top. Ends up losing out there. That was going to be Benny who saved his bacon. So nice job there. We do have a fight happening over here onto upper side. Nice pickup there for Benny, as he will be able to take down Duke PT. Now, how important is it here for them to take control of upper side in this position? I mean, they do have probably the weaker side of the two maps. They are down quite a bit in tickets. Do they need to be pressuring up that side, or just beasting it on these flags on Alpha and Bravo?
I'm not too sure. They tried a three-man push on A. It got shut down brutally. In this game, literally, Brett, is going to come down to this push onto B, and both teams are set up to fight this one out quite brutally. So, and this is going to go back and forth, I feel.
Yes, it is. Marsu is in a good position onto Bravo flag. Ends up getting taken down onto Skybridge. Still going to be seeing Horik continuing this burn. We do have two players pushing now down into B, and that is going to be Horik and Benny. Benny comes out on top. Still, the flag is still in possession of PyRoGEN. C flag, though, is also going to be getting contested, and that is it. I do not see them coming back from this, Dogbert, as they will be losing that two-flag bleed. And Flasher going to be able to hold C for him, but you know what? It's too little too late. 14-7 tickets. They did end up bleeding that down considerably. I mean, we could have been looking at, what, like a 30-ticket bleed in their favor, as opposed to now it's only what, 10, 12 tickets maybe here at the end?
Yeah, it's nothing compared to what it could have been, and really rallying from PyRoGEN, coming back from what was looking like quite a brutal game. Duke PT, though, honestly, is just so damn dangerous. 23 for 10. And did a great job there as well, just slowing down that last push of PyRoGEN. Might have been able to get a flag there. Decided to go for the back one instead of B. Don't really think that was a great idea. Didn't really have enough time. But either way, this is still all to go play for. 13 tickets, Brett, is not that much.
No, it is not. And really, I think that PyRoGEN, with having the weaker side right from the start, they have a chance, because I mean they didn't get onto that Bravo flag, so that allows Epsilon to get a really quick bleed in their favor. And I think that this time we're going to be seeing a different PyRoGEN. They were heating up there towards the end. They were starting to get a lot of their frags. They were starting to rotate, I would say, a lot better. The pushes coming down from Alpha into Bravo there, when they did have that two gimme flag cap, was really, really good. I mean, it seemed like their communication was really gelling. They were starting to get a lot more of their frags across the board. So I think that it is possible here for PyRoGEN to come back and win this.
It's very possible, but just got to get, I think they're starting to feel a bit more comfortable. I think that communication's coming in now. And yeah, they did a great job, but I wouldn't say it was great off the bat for them. And I think that's where I get a bit worried. Is they have a really bad start here. They're going to be, once again, kind of playing from behind. And Epsilon are so good at just continuing their lead. I'm interested to see how Epsilon are going to break out here. I kind of feel that they're probably going to bring down the catwalk, climb into those buildings, and try and make a push onto that C flag, or go for that B. But either way, I think we're going to see a very aggressive start from them. I think they want to put PyRoGEN on the back foot. They have won every round so far in this best of three, so man, I think they're feeling pretty damn confident, and especially with Duke PT, man. He's just a beast. If he gets in there, he just kills people.
Oh, yeah. Well, and they don't even have to win this map. I mean, this is one of the things that people need to understand. We are not going to be live on this round as Benny. Oh, Benny.
Once again.
Oh, Benny. Give this man an SSD. Come on, guys. We got 1,000 people that were in chat there. Give the man an SSD. Asterix agrees with me. So just do it. Just do it. As we are going to be going, not live this particular round. We will be restarting. As Epsilon will be having the tougher side of the map. And they will probably go for the same push down onto that Bravo flag. Trying to get that as early as possible. And yeah, so here's the thing. Epsilon needs to take a dive so that Benny can afford to get a an SSD. Am I right? Am I right? I'm wrong. Don't take a dive, Epsilon. But anywho's, Dogbert, what's your opinion on, you know, PyRoGEN as being that sleeper? Do you think that they're still... I know you kind of mentioned this a little bit before within group stages. If they make it, do you think that they're still, you know, people are going to be watching out for them?
I think they're definitely like top 4 team, top 5 team. Everyone's going to be worried. They can lose to this team. It's not one of those ones you can just be like, yeah, you know, we'll take out PyRoGEN, no issues. They're still dangerous, but they have moments of brilliance mixed in with like moments of just complete lapses in, you know, common sense, I feel. And I don't know, it's a very interesting one. I mean, we've seen both MYM, Dignitas, at the offline finals just have these moments of complete and interrupted, almost like uninterrupted domination of PyRoGEN. Complete full wipes, you know, non-stop captures of every flag, and it just looked like what's happened to PyRoGEN? Why are they collapsing so bad? And then they would pick it up again, and then they would reverse the tables. But it's a weird one. They just seem to sometimes get this momentum, which is just almost unstoppable, but then they have it turned straight back onto them, and they just seem to collapse. And we've seen that in the first map.
Yep.
But they seem to be doing so good now. But still, Epsilon are just so dangerous.
They're the #1 team right now, in my opinion. They are what Fnatic was on the you know, after the first EMS LAN. Nobody could beat Fnatic. You know, they were winning every Go4 Cup. They won the first EMS. I mean, they were looking really good. And that's the way I feel that Epsilon is kind of taken on. They got their players correct. They got their roster lineups right. And they are just beasting it right now, the new powerhouse team. And they're going to try and make it their 3rd cup in a row, no less, and take it out. So right now we are going to be seeing Epsilon pushing back up into that Bravo side of the map. Here we go. We're going to be seeing a 2-man push coming in. 2 going to be going onto that trench side. So we'll be seeing Bravo flag going into their favor. Here we go. PyRoGEN not quite jumping up in there just yet. And let's actually take a look over here onto Asterix, as he's going to be the only one there fighting. Not going to be able to stay alive. Ends up going down, but that's okay. Gets the cap for his teammates. Bankai going to be coming in onto Bravo as well. We'll be able to try and get that down. Not going to be able to do so. We do have Pyro, though, shifting around onto Alpha. And it looks like they should be able to grab this. Duke PT not quite shifting around. I don't think he realizes that, yeah, they are going to be onto A. We do have Melisium onto upper side, which is such a strong position to be on. And they actually might just flip this map here right from the get-go, as we do see C-Flag going in the favor of Epsilon, as they did shift down. And is this the smart play from PyRoGEN? Give up Charlie and Bravo to get A?
I don't think that's what they wanted at all, and it's Epsilon really got a full domination cap very early on. Might not have held it for long, but you know, it's better than nothing. And I think Epsilon are definitely going to look for this A-B hold, but man, I think that was a great start for them, and really kind of kept the lead here from the previous round. Just keeping it going right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ico, nice job there. Able to take down David 2K. Might not be able to take down Duke PT, and he doesn't. So Duke going to be getting in there with the res, as well as the pick. Alpha flag will be getting flashed right now. We do have a push coming over here by Skybridge. It's going to be Melisium, as a very low on health. Has to wait. Get some health buff coming back. And David 2K, though, going to be waiting for any kind of push. And I gotta say, the reses from Epsilon, the shifting from Epsilon, the frags from Epsilon, everything is just so good. And I hate to be just, you know, on one team just, God, they're so amazing. But they are. I mean, they're just doing everything right.
Yeah, definitely. And so far, it's just kind of nasty. I mean, PyRoGEN is starting to get in this game, and right now, there's only Horik and David 2K, and stop possibly a full domination cap here. And only David K spawned in just recently, so they probably don't know he's there. Actually, he's been throwing grenades, so kind of gives his position away. But there you go. Full domination cap for PyRoGEN here. And, you know, Epsilon are in positions which are good, but also ones that can be overrun quite quickly here. So it all comes down to these 1v1s, and so far, Epsilon have been able to rely on these 1v1s where PyRoGEN sometimes have to put in a bit more teamwork to actually get the kills.
Yeah, absolutely. Asterix going to be getting some shots over here onto that Bravo flag. Will be staying alive. Gets the cap for his teammates and a pick on Melisium. Nice job there. He does end up going down. Reinforcements coming in here for Horik. Can he hold on? Nice pick up there. Once again, Benny with that Magnum. God, Benny, got to let me know when you're going to be making these amazing shots. As once again, we'll be getting that Magnum shot. Can he make it a second one in this round? He's going to be looking for it. No, doesn't look like it. Here it is. Here it is. Oh, not quite going to be able to make that shot there, but man, he is trying. David 2K also going to be pressuring up onto that Bravo flag. And yeah, PyRoGEN starting to wake up here, dog. We do have Charlie flag also going to be bleeding. Runs out of ammo. David goes down. B flag staying in possession of PyRoGEN. Asterix with the pick up there as he will be pressuring in onto that Bravo flag. Nice job coming in here for PyRoGEN. Is it enough, though? They've just now evened it up, and it looks like Bravo will be going into favor of Epsilon here. Two players going down onto that B side of the map. We do have DuPT pressuring very hard onto Alpha. David 2K also going to be going in for another flank. Will not be successful. Let's see if Asterix can make anything happen. So at this particular point here, I mean, is PyRoGEN, are they looking like they can come back here? Because every single time they even it up, we are seeing Epsilon grabbing it back. And that could be contributing to the fact that they did come to a very early, about a 25-ticket lead for Epsilon. So I don't think that they can really ever get out in front of it, is there?
I think they can, and they just need to wrestle a bit more control away from Epsilon, but they never seem to feel comfortable when they get a flag capture. It only seems to be, as soon as they get a two-flag hold, they're instantly losing a flag and then playing catch-up straight away. And PyRoGEN here going for that B and C, but without the upper balcony control, but Marsu's been pretty much dominating all this game. That is a precarious hold right now, and one, as soon as Melisium Bed goes down, is almost wide open.
Yes, it is, and Marsu's still going to be up there onto that Bravo side of the map. We do have Flasher, though, going in for Alpha. Can he get the picks? He does not. That was going to be Horik with the save there. We do have two players who are going to be waiting over here next to Skybridge, so they could attack this potentially again. And we do have Epsilon shifting back over here onto that Charlie flag. Can Aiko save this? If he does, this is going to be huge here, as it will keep the two-flag advantage in their favor. And yeah, his teammates able to shift back, but losing B in the process. And a little bit of overcommitment there, I would say.
Yeah, but you know, this game is real close right now. What we're looking for is one team to get a good clean wipe and start containing their opponents in one corner of the map, probably around about C. And PyRoGEN are the team that's kind of got to be real worried about that. But they do have Flasher up in the upper balcony. They do have a flag capture coming in B, but they need to be careful about being ultra aggressive like they have been, because with, like just as I say, David 2K spawning straight on that C flag here, and there's a one-on-one at B, so they got to be very, very careful with this and swing violently in the opposite direction. Yeah,
Duke PT with the Batman kill there, and the res will be able to survive, getting onto that B cap, and now it is definitely looking dangerous here for PyRoGEN as they went out onto Charlie flag as well. Aiko going to try and stop this now. Can he do it? As he spots out one, will be able to get the hipfire spray, pulls out that Magnum, and I don't think he's going to be able to make it, as really there's just too many here for Epsilon. And no, he will get taken down, but we do have reinforcements from Benny, as he now is going to be able to take out David 2K. So they do hold on to Bravo flag, but they're in just such a really bad position. They don't have any of the high ground. Lobby is completely controlled now by Epsilon, and Marsu will be able to come down, takes out one, but not before Aiko, though, coming in with the save. That was a lucky spawn, actually, right there, as the timing couldn't have been better. Alpha flag going into the possession of PyRoGEN, so still a close game. Remember, only 13 tickets, which that lead is practically non-existent, 55 to 68, and I mean, it is going to be a close one here, though.
Yeah, it all comes down to a few kills. I mean, Asterix getting a very good kill out on the upper balcony, just snuck behind and took out, I think it was Flash, or and there you go. There's going to be a double cap for PyRoGEN, finally getting the bleed working in their favor again. But look at it straight away. Two-man push coming into A, and Flashaw's just sitting there by himself. He needs to hold off against three people, and he goes down. And while this is going on, great. They have that B flag. They have the C. They are set up to hold this well, Brett. But it's when they come forward like this is when I sort of get worried for them.
Well, they are definitely going to try and make some... Oh, my God, Melisium with the two-piece there. He heard you, dog, and he was like, broski, you haven't seen anything yet. Make it 3 as David 2K goes down. Can we see a fourth? No, Horik able to survive there, but a back rage coming in by Flasher will be able to get onto that alpha flag as well as a pickup. So nice job here, and this is going to force that Epsilon team back as they really have to get hold of this, as they might actually lose this. The lead for the first time in the match going to be going in favor of PyRoGEN right now, 51-43, and they are looking very strong right now.
Yeah, no, this will be a big push from Epsilon here. PyRoGEN need to be very careful not to get a bit worried that they don't know where they're coming in from. Flashshot coming in behind. This is beautiful for them, but finally they're waking up a bit, but they need to be careful here as Epsilon are pushing both B and that C flag, and they only need to get one here to keep this bleed back in their favor.
Yes, absolutely. David 2K electing to go back towards Skybridge. Nope, decides, hey, I'm going to go for C, and he should be able to get the touch. We do have Flasher, though, spawning back in there. That could be very lucky for them. But right now, Horik with one pickup over here towards mid, and doesn't have to pick up that last one there towards metal detectors, as we do have Flasher with that pick on David 2K, but B flag is going to be open. Melisium going to be shifting back over to try and take care of this nade spam coming out. Not going to be able to pick that up. That would have been a beautiful nade if it had of, and just narrowly missing that. Horik hiding behind those crates. Will be surviving 43-22. And Epsilon, they got to be on their game right now. They can't lose it. They want to go 2-0. They don't want to stretch us out to a third map.
And if they're going to do it, that's one way to start. A full wipe on PyRoGEN, pushing both double road and single, both getting wiped out and up on the upper balcony. And that's put PyRoGEN back onto a single flag. And if you bring up your tabletop right, you just look at that. They're in a great position to hold this flag. Everything is covered, and PyRoGEN probably only have one good push left in them.
This is, I agree with you there. This is their last chance to make this happen. They need to get a clean wipe. They're going to be starting out with Duke PT. That is always a good start. Take out the top fragger. Marsu, though, going to be waiting over here by Skybridge. Going to be able to take him, Aiko, as well as Melisium. But with the third one coming in, that's going to be Benny with the save on B. We do have a touch coming in. There goes David 2K. He also goes down. So this is looking good for PyRoGEN. They got to make it happen now. 7 tickets is all they have really to play with now. Duke PT going to be coming in with that nade spam. We'll be able to take down one. Melisium, though, will be able to finish that off. But as that's happening, we do have shift spawns over onto C. But nice shifting coming in for Bankai, as he will be able to take down one and get that alpha cap. So, Dog, as close it is right now, are we going to be able to see a PyRoGEN comeback?
That is big, though. 2 kills. Melisium going down and his partner, and that means that B flag is wide open. PyRoGEN cannot spawn in an extra player here, and there you go. Epsilon just going to capture that flag. Every kill now cannot be responded by PyRoGEN. This is looking really good for Epsilon, but it took them a while to get it.
Yep.
There's only 2 guys left on the board here. It's Melisium by himself, and it's a 2-on-1 for him. If he gets this, he can do it, but there you go. They started to spawn in, and there was the bleed. The bleed is what did it, and you know what? Aggressive style from Pyro did really well. But there was no need for them to be where they were when that fight happened. When they literally just had to sit back and let the bleed do their work, and they came forward for the kills at the connector. And honestly, they didn't need to do that, Brett. They didn't need to do that.
Yeah, I agree with you there. They were a little bit too aggressive. They had that hold. It was so very close. But unfortunately, just some bad decisions there towards the end. Epsilon coming back. I mean, just really good match there at the end. And like you said, to be honest with you, they didn't have to win that round, but it's always good to go 2-0 up on your very first match. And they will be going on to the finals versus the winner of Meet Your Makers and Fnatic. Now, who is your prediction for this one?
I would love MYM to win this one so much, but unfortunately I think probably going to be Fnatic. They're looking really good right now, but I would like to see MYM make it to the final, and I would love to see them beat Epsilon, but I think a lot of people would be thinking I am definitely a bit crazy to say that, so they'll have to wait and see. But, you know, I'm feeling pretty bad for PyRoGEN there. They did really good, especially after being utterly crushed on their pick of the map pool, and, yeah, so close, but so far, Brett, so close.
Yeah, absolutely. But will they qualify? Will they be qualifying for the group stages? Actually, that's what I'm curious about.
Yeah, this is the thing. I'm just looking at the how it's going to work out for a lot of these teams. They will definitely be in the groups. Obviously, they have been a top tier team for a long time. They have been coming in constantly. So PyRoGEN will definitely be able to qualify. It all comes down really to their groups. one team could end up, if they just lose to a team that they really shouldn't, be completely and utterly relegated. So let's wait and see. The groups is where everything got interesting last time, and I've got a feeling we're probably going to see a repeat of that excitement and, you know, just outright craziness when some teams step up to the plate and really get a home run.
Oh, absolutely. And I think you said it best. A couple of weeks ago, we were actually talking about what's going to be happening for the offline finals. And you said, hey, Brett, it's really going to get exciting for the group stages. The cups don't mean anything. They're just they're just there at the beginning. They're kind of a distraction. Group stages is where we're going to be seeing the upsets, just like we did in the last group stages, as we did see a lot of teams getting pushed out. I mean, AAA didn't make it. We saw what was it? Wasn't I'm trying to think of the names. I'm sorry, I'm coming up as a block. But a lot of teams that you thought were going to be making it didn't. Was it used to be Universe, but they are Equeo?
Yeah, actually,
yeah.
They were like the team was such yesterday. I was just like, these guys should really make it, but they got took out. I think it was by Planet Key or ESC. AAA obviously not going through was a huge thing, and you know, everyone would have said that they were going to go through no problem, and I think it was PyRoGEN that actually dumpstered them out. So, you know, a few big surprises came in there, and you know what? Some teams just don't survive getting those group stage games. As soon as they find out that they can't make it to the final, their players just be like, well, I'm a gun for hire now. Can I join your team and go to the LAN finals? Because I would like to go. And that's definitely what happened with Drunks. He ended up playing with the UMAB guys, and some of the UMAB players that got kicked went to play with ESC and so on. And you know, it's just a jumble of players happen to be everywhere. So, yeah, next week is going to be interesting, guys. It's probably going to be interesting to see which big-name team doesn't make it to the final.
Yeah, absolutely. So, anyways, guys, you are watching the ESL 1 Cup 4. This is going to be the last cup to qualify for the ESL 1 group stages, and then eventually going on into the offline finals later down into May. So definitely stick around. Hit that follow button down below if you do want to check out more of these awesome matches that are going to be coming up. Group stages will be, I believe, are they next week, Dog?
Yes, they will be next week.
Yep.
So
it'll be next Monday, Wednesday, and then the next Monday. And then we are going to be having a Go4. If you're wondering, well, that's only 12 teams. And we did say that we were going to be having, 16 teams going on into group stages. We are going to be taking the top 4 from the Go4 Cup, the teams that did not qualify for the group stages previously. All of the rest of the teams that want to try and make it in, they will have a chance in a Go4 Cup. And that should be pretty interesting as well.
Yeah, all the teams in here, if you're listening right now and you have those points, play in the Go4s, get yourself some extra points, and even if you win the next one, there you go, you'll be able to challenge with the big boys. So please make sure you get in there. And anyone who's wondering how to get into a lot of the competitive stuff, go over to the ESL page, look at things like ESL Versus, obviously on the forums as well, good place to meet teams and players and interact and find out what's hot and what's not. But, you know, whenever you want, just load up the page, go on to the ESL Versus and start playing with a lot of the top players. You'll be able to meet all the guys who you've been seeing tonight. That's where they go to home best skills, and that's where a lot of players actually get picked up from. So, you know, don't be shy and go beat up with the big boys.
Absolutely. You know, you're only going to learn if you do play the best of the best. And you know what? While it does suck, because you do lose quite a bit at first, you get better eventually. And as you said before, this is a chance for new players to get picked back up and fill out a lot of those rosters from older players dropping back out, or quite frankly, just life happening. I know a lot of teams that they just can't continue just because of their real life jobs and families that pop up. In fact, I know that a couple of teams back in North America broke up just because guys had families. They started having kids, been together for years, and just can't do it anymore. So definitely check that out as a new team's going to be getting formed, and it's also a great way to get into the competitive gaming as well for Battlefield 4. And definitely check out the Go4 series. We have the Naval Strike Cups that are also open for you guys to join up in. You can check that out as well on the Naval Strike site. I believe now the initial 2 cups are over, and I think we are going to be going into a like a series of cups that are going to be ending out with a playoff finals. So if you guys want to go check that out. And we have switched servers. We are going to be watching the MYM versus Fnatic match. Now, I know, Dogbert, that you are a huge Fnatic fan. In fact, you have posters plastered up all over the place. You have them up on your ceiling so you can see them before you go to bed. You have stuffed toys of Too Easy as well as Unfixed. And, you know, it's just, you love them every day. You give them calls. You make sure you text back and forth. You are besties. So how do you think that they're going to be playing within this next round against Meet Your Makers?
Wow, you and Pansy been like communicating a lot, because I mean, this is what I get from her, like on a regular basis. I mean, the only toy of Too Easy I have is a voodoo doll, which I set up around about just before the LAN final. But yeah, you know, I've known a lot of Fnatic guys for a while. I say all of them. You know, I know I've been around them for a bit. You know, I've watched them play a lot of their games, and you know, they're just a very solid team and very dangerous. So much experience on that team. They have Drunks now, who obviously played for AAA, then played for UMAV after AAA failing to qualify for the LAN finals previously. Then joined UMAV, replacing, I believe it was Delarco. And, you know, he did really well in that team. And he was there like... very aggressive up-style player, you know, trying to just get those kills and harass away, and he did a great job, and he fit well into that team. But unfortunately for them, they started to have a lot of close games with Fnatic's opponent today. That's MYM. Now, I casted a few games. We had a little cup just before the EMS finals, and you know, 300 pound take all, and MYM against UMAV was the most interesting games I saw. Literally was so close, and a lot of the times I was just like, you know what, MYM lost these games not because UMAV were particularly better, but because MYM just made mistakes. And when I was talking to Red Eye just before the final, he's like, so who do you think is, you know, everyone who'd been looking at the stats had pretty much written off MYM. They're just like, you know, they've won one cup since the start of the thing, the Beta Cup, you know, nothing since then, you know, they're not that, you know, they've obviously not been doing that well. And I'm just like, well, you know, since groups, they've been looking really good. I mean, their results have been coming like third and fourth, or, you know, against UMAV and Fnatic, but those games were close. Like, these guys were taking them right down to the wire. And I was just like, you know what, MYM can beat UMAV, and if they can beat UMAV, they can beat anyone. And then it came to the LAN finals, and man, did they look good. Did they look good. They destroyed UMAV. They destroyed Epsilon. Like, they literally made Epsilon look absolutely terrible on Dawnbreaker. It was beautiful to watch. So, you know, for me, that was really good. But do you know why MYM are so good? It's because they play with the same people over and over again. These guys have been playing as 3-bit back in BF3. Now they're in BF4, pretty much no roster changes, and they're just solid. They are just a solid team.
Yes, they are. I completely agree with you. And I have watched them back in the 3-bit days. Definitely enjoyed them watching. That was actually back when they struggled against, now Dignitas was 6-Fins, which is fairly interesting. You know, that really tells you the changes that have been made, you know, to the players, how much they've been, you know, popping in there and scrimming, and also changes from game to game. That also makes a difference too. But yeah, MYM definitely looking very strong. They took out Fnatic in the last ESL 1 Cup, the Cup number 3, to basically go on into the finals, where Epsilon ended up beating them within the finals. But I would say that's one of the best matches, that best of 3 with Fnatic. That's one of the best of 3s that I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah, you know, MYM always put on good matches. Sometimes it really does come down close, and sometimes they just don't win decisively, but they never give up. And I think that's something about them I just really appreciate watching. At the LAN finals, I know I keep bringing this up, and I'm not trying to rub it in with anyone.
Oh, he is. He is. He's like, yeah, Brett, you haven't been the one.
There was one moment in particular, I don't think, I heard the story afterwards, and it was just absolute gold. I think it was Punch Rule, stopped playing on Locker, put his headset down, and said GG. When they were playing against PyRoGEN. I think it was the 4th map, and it was Locker.
Really?
And Safe turns around to him and shouts, "Put your headset back on, keep playing." And then they kept playing, and then they managed to basically bring it back from the brink and win with like 4 to 5 tickets.
Oh yeah.
But there was literally a moment where if Safe had not done what he did, that they could have been completely and utterly shut out by PyRoGEN. So, you know, just hinges on little things like that. That playing to the end, never giving up, is something that, you know, a lot of teams can learn from, especially Epsilon, who I was very critical of at the LAN final. Doing what they did after a server crash really disappointed me. You know, not taking the game as seriously. Really just like, at the end of the day, you're in the most professional environment Battlefield had ever been in. Act accordingly, guys, and play like you want to win. And, you know, they didn't do that. But MYM, even when it was looking really bad for them, they kept playing for the win. And, well, they got it.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyways, guys, we are going to be watching Fnatic and MYM here in just a few moments. I believe that the team should be loading up here fairly soon. Do we have map list yet as to what we are playing? I know the bans are coming in.
Yes, there they go. It's MYM taking Dawnbreaker and Parasol Storm for Fnatic. Not a surprise there at all. Fnatic have been doing insanely well on Parasol Storm recently, and kind of an interesting matchup to see how that one is going to go down. The bans were MYM banning Shanghai, Morty banning, Fnatic then banning Gorman Railway, MYM banning Lankan Dam, and then Fnatic banning Zaphod. All solid bans in my opinion, especially Dam, where Fnatic have just been looking almost untouchable on it. But that being said, Parasol Storm, man, have they been looking good on that map recently.
Well, I definitely